Welcome to your class, Become a Sexual Alchemist. I'm looking forward to our call together. For the sake of time, let's dive into it right away. So a little bit about me. If you don't know who I am, my name is Nakula. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17 years old. And over the last decade, I've served as a coach and trainer for business owners and high-level entrepreneurs, helping them achieve massive growth in both their businesses and personal lives, using the methods and techniques passed down to me by my mentors and gurus and trainers and teachers. I don't claim to be a self-made man. I don't even believe in the concept. I stand on the backs of giants. I stand on the backs and represent the many, many great people who have poured into me. My school, Nakula Training Grounds, over the last about 3.5 to 4 years now, at the time of recording this, has served over 2,600 men learning how to harness sexual energy and achieve peak performance states. And we are just warming up. We are really expanding at a rapid rate. This has directly impacted the growth of my students' businesses. It has directly impacted the harmony in their relationships. They've been able to foster great, harmonious relationships, attract new relationships, really connect with their families, and enhance their leadership and communication skills, which has afforded them more time and freedom to enjoy life holistically. Through my various social media outlets, I've reached over 3.5 million men worldwide, inspiring them to abandon pornography, master their sexual energy, and develop their leadership skills. Over the last several years, I've invested just over $200,000 in my own coaching and training, and that doesn't include the countless hours spent reading, studying, and applying the teachings of some of the best spiritual and personal development mentors on the planet. I am deeply committed to being the best coach and trainer for you and all my students. And I expect my students to hold the same standard for themselves, that you're coming to this deeply committed to being the best version, to holding yourself to a higher standard. You see, we are a leadership development school by nature. We're helping you transmute your energy. But how are we going to do that? We actually have to develop you as a leader, as a man. Here's a truth in case no one's ever told you. You will never achieve the results that you desire as you currently are right now. Why? Because if you were already the man that you needed to be, doing the things you needed to do at the level you need to do them then you would already have the results that you're looking for. But if you're looking for a certain result, whether it's to quit a negative habit, to expand your performance in the bedroom, to connect with people in a deeper way, to impact, to influence, to grow your business, whatever it is, to grow your lifestyle, to achieve something great, you can't be the man you are today because your desire lives outside of who you are today. So your job is going to be to raise your standards, and that's what we're here to do. We must emphasize that to be a true leader, you must be willing to be held to a higher standard than the average person. You must be willing to show commitment more than the average person. You must be prepared to take the actions that the average person won't take. This is the true mark of a leader, and this is how you're going to get the results you're looking for in your life. So what are you going to learn in this class? Well, you're going to get a high-level overview of the process you'll undergo to learn how to master your sexual energy and transmute it into the different aspects of your life that matter most to you. Through this process, you'll have the opportunity to determine whether this process is right for you and it resonates with you, and you can empower yourself to make an informed decision about whether this is the training and I'm the coach for you. And we're going to identify what your current position is in your journey of sexual mastery, allowing you to clearly decide what your next steps should be. I'm going to ask that when you come on the call with me, that you are vulnerable. One of the challenges with a lot of men is that they come onto these calls or any coaching or training or just in their own life, and they don't feel vulnerable enough to actually share where they're at. Men generally come to me in one of three stages of their mastery. Stage number, we'll go over the stages in a sec, but depending on wherever you find yourself, it's easy then to identify what your next steps are. So if you come on the call and you're vulnerable and this is where I'm at, this is actually what's going on, and you don't try to puff it up or sugarcoat it, this is it, then it's going to be the most valuable, impactful for you, because I'll be able to directly tell you what the next steps are and how to do it. I've helped thousands of men. I know, and I'm confident in my ability to help men. But the thing that stops us from getting quick results is often the students. So your ability to be vulnerable and clearly communicate where you're at. And so I'm going to help you be able to do that, just like having a roadmap. Yeah, you might know where you want to go. You definitely have to know where you want to go. If not, where are you transmuting your energy to? It's why most guys fail on things like semen retention and nofap. It's because they miss the very first step. What am I actually going to put this energy to? Because you cannot suppress your sexual energy or repress it. It must be expressed. It's just, how will it be expressed? So remember, the right advice at the wrong time is still the wrong advice. Meaning we have to accurately know where you're at so that I can give you the best and the most accurate advice to take the next steps. So let's identify where you're at. Men at stage 1 of their sexual mastery is they've identified the problem. This already puts you ahead of like 90% of men in the world. Most men in the world don't see the way they're using their sexual energy as a problem. In fact, they've bought into things like it's healthy and it's normal. But if you're here with me, I already know that you're at stage 1. You've identified that there's a problem, whether it's pornography or masturbation or webcam girls or flirting or cheating, or just simply wanting to be able to control your energy and thoughts at a higher level. And you know that lusty thoughts ultimately are creeping up into your day. You've identified there's a problem, and you have a basic belief that you can do something about it. And the reason I know that is because you're listening to this right now, because you've taken some action towards getting help. So you understand, I can do this. I know I can do it. I have some basic belief in myself, and you know that you need some help and support. Maybe at stage 1, you've tried some things before, maybe a different program, different coach, and you're doing something different to see what else works. And maybe you've tracked your results and some of your key triggers or measurements, or some of the key measurements that we go over. Maybe you're doing those things, maybe lightly, probably not consistent at stage 1. At stage 2, you've identified you have the basic belief still. You've identified there's a problem. You're getting support at stage 2. You're tracking your habits so you can bring daily attention to it. And you're starting to establish positive routines and rituals. You're recognizing you need to make changes, not just to stop doing what you want to do, but there's actually needs to be a positive affirmative action. You're maybe going to the gym. You may be trying meditation now. Maybe you're getting into alchemy like Qigong, the things that I train at a higher level. You're doing something to establish positive routines and rituals. You're maintaining a healthy self-image and talk, meaning you're trying to let go of guilt and negative emotions or baggage. You're operating in the flow state 50% of the time. You find yourself like, yeah, you can get really into good states and peak performance, whether work, business, in the bedroom. But 50% of the time, you're still wavering, whether, with negative habits or procrastination. So you're kind of riding the roller coaster of, I do better, 2 steps forward, 1 step backward type of thing. You're somewhat optimizing yourself for peak performance. And 80%, I would say you give yourself, maybe 70, 80% of your actions are under control, meaning pornography or masturbation or your negative habit isn't totally consuming your life, but there's still 20% that, it's creating problems, and, it could create some serious problems, whether in your health, your marriage, your relationships, your finances, or all of the above. So there is, you're still at risk, but you're taking, overall, you're pretty good. What you haven't got yet is, the whole mastery, which is stage 3. So at stage 3, what's happened there? Well, at stage 3 is you've identified the problem. You've got strong belief. So you have your basic beliefs, but now you have a strong belief in your ability to control yourself, because you've proven and you've seen the results of your growth. You're getting help. You're tracking key measurements and areas in your life. You have a healthy self-image and self-talk. You have a healthy relationship with your sexual energy and expression. You're operating at flow 70% of the time. You're in peak performance state. You've got complete control over your sexual actions. You're not doing anything compulsively. If you want to do something, you're doing it because you choose it, not because you're just compulsively acting or trying to scratch an itch, so to say. You possess the skill set to use your sexual energy in all situations. You know how to use it to magnify your charisma, to turn it on when you need to woo somebody or when you need to make a sale and you have to bring in that extra energy. That you know how to turn it on. You have a skill set that says, I can use my sexual energy to create and co-create and shape my world around me real time. And this is something that all my students practice real time. You can influence and track the right people. You can expand your network because you're using your sexual energy. It is an expansive energy. So when you're at a certain level of sexual mastery, you'll see your life is expanding. Your network, your social circles, your experiences, the things that are important to you. And things will expand naturally just because you're an expanding energy. So even things that you might not even know that you're interested in or talents and skills will start to turn online that you're like, wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. It was lying dormant and just never received enough energy. So you're going to notice all these things at this stage. You're going to have complete competency in non-ejaculatory sex. You'll be able to last as long as you want. You'll have complete control. You'll reverse any kind of damage that might have been caused from negative sexual habits from the past. You will have non-ejaculatory orgasms and know how to experience that. Your confidence will be increasing. Your natural charisma will be turning online. You'll notice that people are looking at you different. You're magnetizing things toward you. You can operate with less sleep at a high functioning state. You just notice you're a more focused, energetic, determined being. And you're living in complete integrity with your sexual energy. Your conscience is clear. Your habits are clean. And you're killing it and rocking it at life. You are creating and magnetizing and attracting and manifesting and all the fancy words that we use your vision. And you're consciously doing it. So you feel great. And you're going to feel extremely powerful because it is powerful. It's powerful to know that you can turn your thoughts into a reality through the medium of disciplined action, and that you've developed the discipline, focus, and concentration to put your most potent energy towards your goals. Be horny and control it. Be aroused and take that fire and expand your life. That's what you're going to learn to do. And at stage 3, you will clearly see that you're doing it and it'll be tracked and measured. So what stage are you in? Are you at stage 1? Maybe right now you're struggling with pornography, masturbation, or some different vice. And you're thinking, I really need to get a handle on this. So you have a basic belief that you can do it. Maybe you've attempted some things before. Are you at stage 2? You've got that somewhat under control, maybe slips here and there, but overall you're doing all right. But now you're looking to get to that level of mastery. And are you at stage 3? And you're here because you're wanting to level up even more, to work with a different coach or trainer, or to learn new skills or new perspectives on the process of transmutation. Wherever you are, I can help you climb up all the way to the ladder and graduate you at stage 3. What is the formula for success? To become a conscious leader. And that's what I'm calling a sexual alchemist. Someone who knows how to turn their lower thoughts to higher thoughts, their lower energy to higher energy, to fuel for success, and is experiencing that success, not just daydreaming about it. It's happening. You're living it. Well, first is mindset. If you believe that your results are in correlation with your actions and that your actions are in direct correlation with your mindset or your belief system, then ultimately who you are today needs a belief system upgrade. So the first thing is looking at your mindset, then cultivating tons of vibrant magnetic energy, which is sexual energy, and then skill set, meaning you need to know some skills, some breathwork techniques, some muscle control techniques, some organization techniques, some focus techniques. I'm going to show you techniques to reprogram the little voice, skills. You're going to need all three of those plus time, because nothing's going to happen overnight. It's a progress, just like training at the gym. This is a training process. But within 6 months, you're going to achieve massive results. You're not even going to recognize yourself and your energy in the mirror. So how do we implement this? Well, we go through and we install the 5 pillars to become a sexual alchemist in your life. Pillar number 1 is visionary leadership. Getting clear on your vision and your mission and giving yourself a clear vision and mission. You need to be able to answer the question, what does my life look like 5 years from now? And then align your mindset with that vision, and then learn to take that vision, break it down into bite-sized goals, create a model and a plan, and then take action and start tracking it so you can adjust the plan and you can measure the results, not based on emotion and how you feel, but based on data. So when you work with me, I base everything on data. Feelings go up and down. Moods go up and down. Motivation goes up and down. If that's what you're relying on, it's a bad strategy. We need to rely on a good strategy. Data, information, and tracking, and then we can make precise decisions. In pillar 2, we call it the Restructured Man process, is where we look at all the routines and habits and rituals that you have throughout the day, and we start to make you and optimize you for peak performance. So we look at which routines do we reduce, which do we eliminate, and how do we maximize the time that you've got so that every single day you're moving the needle forward towards your vision and the man you want to become. And restructuring starts with restructuring your thought process. So I'm going to share with you 21 techniques to make your mind your best friend instead of your worst enemy, so that your mind is on board with where you're going and not working against you. You're not going, I want to go to the gym, and then your mind is like, no, don't do it. You know, you're too tired. It's wet outside. You didn't get enough sleep. That's your little voice. That's your mind being your worst enemy, because it's literally telling you why you shouldn't do the very thing that's going to expand your life. That's not a trained mind. That's an unconscious, untrained mind. So I'm going to show you 21 mental alchemy techniques to get your mind on board with where you're going. These techniques are going to help you stay away from the negative habits, and they're going to install permanent new thought processes and patterns that are going to lead you to where you want to go. Then in pillar 3, you're going to learn the process of sexual alchemy, which is a series of breath work, meditations, and muscle control designed to clear the body of old patterns, open up your body so you can hold tons of energy, so you can practice semen retention, and you can, practice for long periods of time without ever feeling like you need to deplete yourself or be driven back to old habits because of urges. You're going to learn to ground your energy so you're strong in who you are and you can deal with urges when they come. You're going to learn to manipulate the energy in your body so that it actually flows upwards through the body and around the body, which is going to set you up for non-ejaculatory sex, non-ejaculatory orgasms, full control over your bedroom life, and full control over your sexual energy outside the bedroom. And then you're going to learn how to amplify that through conscious creation techniques. I'm going to show you techniques of law of attraction or manifesting, but how to amplify it through sex magic or sexual alchemy. And this is something that has been practiced for thousands of years. You're also going to learn bedroom alchemy techniques and secrets to help you perform good in the bedroom, but also to use these techniques outside the bedroom. So whether you're communicating with friends, family, sex energy isn't just sex. It's about creation, connection. It's about expansion. This is the energy of sex. So when it's put to higher lines, you can expand your wealth, your health, your vibrancy, your spiritual connection at a deepest level. So pillar 4, I'm going to teach you influencing secrets so that you can take all that magnetism and attraction and actually go talk to people and increase your social network, or, find the right woman, or regenerate passion and excitement in your own relationship. Use this to be better on your sales calls or work meetings. You're going to have tons of techniques to make you an effective human being. And the most effective skill set anyone can learn is how to communicate well. And you do that with a ton of energy behind it, it has power. Now you've 10 times your impact, your influence, and you're vibrating with confidence. And in pillar 5, we call it integrating alchemy into everyday life, which is about using the techniques and everything you've learned, the vision, the mental alchemy techniques, all the breath work and the practices. You've taken everything and integrating it so that it doesn't just become a skill that you learned years ago, but 10 years from now, you're still using the skills that you learned coming through this training. That's what I got for you today. Identify where you're at so that when you jump on the call, we can have a conversation about where you're at and we can get right into it. I look forward to chatting soon.